NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, stands as a symbol of unity and collective defense among Western nations. Since its founding in 1949, NATO has played a pivotal role in maintaining peace and stability across Europe and North America, adapting to the ever-changing landscape of global security. For decades, it has been the backbone of Western security, providing reassurance to its members and acting as a deterrent against aggression. In June 2025, leaders from all 32 member nations gathered in The Hague, marking the alliance's historic 75th anniversary. The summit brought together heads of state, diplomats, and military officials from across the Atlantic, united by a shared commitment to collective defense. The summit was both a celebration of NATO's enduring legacy and a moment of reckoning, as the world faces new and urgent threats that test the alliance's resolve and adaptability. The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine loomed large over the proceedings, serving as a stark reminder of the dangers at NATO's doorstep and the importance of unity in the face of aggression. But the challenges didn't stop there. Cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, and global instability added to the sense of urgency, highlighting the need for new strategies and stronger cooperation. The Hague, a city renowned for its legacy of peace and justice, provided a fitting stage for these high-stakes talks. Here, leaders debated not only military budgets, but also the role of advanced technology, intelligence sharing, and the future of diplomacy in a rapidly changing world. Every discussion, handshake, and closed-door meeting was driven by one goal: to strengthen the alliance and ensure its readiness for an uncertain future. The world watched closely as NATO confronted its toughest questions yet, with journalists and citizens alike eager to see how the alliance would respond to mounting challenges. Would the alliance adapt fast enough to meet new threats, or would divisions undermine its effectiveness in the years ahead? The summit signaled a turning point. NATO was preparing for a new era, defined by vigilance, innovation, and a renewed sense of purpose among its members. The decisions made here would shape the security and stability of millions, influencing the course of international relations for years to come. As the summit concluded, the alliance stood united and ready to write its next chapter, one defined by resilience, cooperation, and hope for a safer world. The summit's headline was impossible to ignore: a bold new plan for defense spending, one that signals a dramatic shift in priorities for the years ahead. NATO members have now agreed to the Hague Defense Investment Plan, setting an ambitious target of 5% of GDP on defense by 2035, more than double the old benchmark, and a move that will have ripple effects across the globe. But this isn't just about bigger budgets or more spending. It's about building a new level of readiness and resilience for a rapidly changing world. Of the total, 3.5% will be dedicated to core military needs, supporting troops, expanding training, and investing in state-of-the-art equipment to ensure forces are prepared for any challenge. The remaining 1.5% will be used to boost resilience, strengthening critical infrastructure, enhancing cybersecurity, and improving emergency response systems to protect societies from new and emerging threats. This approach recognizes that modern security is multidimensional, requiring investment not just in weapons, but in technology, intelligence, and the ability to respond to crises of all kinds. The plan acknowledges that true security today is about more than just military might. It's about collaboration, innovation, and adaptability. It marks a fundamental shift in thinking. Defense is now seen as an essential investment in national stability, not a luxury to be debated. The 5% target is not just a goal, but a new baseline for what it means to be secure in the 21st century. This decision will reshape national priorities, forcing governments across Europe and North America to rethink how they allocate resources and plan for the future. It's a clear message to the world. NATO is willing to invest in its own survival and in the security of its people. The alliance is raising the stakes for the future, setting a new standard for collective defense in an unpredictable world. Why such a dramatic increase now? The war in Ukraine, now in its fourth year, shattered any illusions of lasting peace in Europe. NATO saw how quickly a nation could be invaded, and how unprepared the West was for a drawn-out conflict. Stockpiles were low, defense industries had shrunk, and the threat from Russia was real and growing. Intelligence warned that Russia could rebuild and threaten NATO within years of the Ukraine war's end. But Russia isn't the only concern. Terrorism, cyber attacks, and disinformation are constant dangers. Modern threats demand modern responses, from advanced weaponry to digital defenses. The 5% spending target is about building a shield for today's dangers and tomorrow's unknowns. NATO is determined to be ready for any scenario. Security now means being prepared for everything. Not everyone cheered the new 5% target. Eastern European countries, closest to Russia, saw it as essential. But others, like Spain and Belgium, called it unrealistic and feared cuts to social programs. The alliance's diversity, over 30 nations with different histories and economies, made consensus tough. Some leaders argued the old 2% goal was already a stretch. The final agreement included a review in 2029, offering flexibility. The debate revealed NATO's classic challenge unity in purpose, but not always in approach. Still, the commitment to collective defense held firm. The path to 5% will be debated for years, but the direction is set. NATO's strength lies in its ability to adapt, even when divided. The United States, NATO's powerhouse, dominated the summit. President Trump pushed hard for the 5% target, demanding allies do more or risk weakening the alliance. His direct approach, linking security to trade and economic ties, created tension, but got results. The summit's agenda was shaped to secure America's commitment, with a strong reaffirmation of Article 5. Trump's influence was clear. Support was tied to real contributions. The U.S. provides much of NATO's military muscle, so its priorities carry weight. The outcome, higher spending from allies, but also a reminder of NATO's reliance on Washington. The alliance's future will always be shaped by American politics. At The Hague, transactional diplomacy set the tone for a new era. Ukraine's war was front and center at the summit. President Zelensky met with leaders, pressing for more weapons and tougher sanctions on Russia. While NATO pledged continued support, there was no invitation for Ukraine to join the alliance. The communiqué avoided promises that could escalate the conflict with Russia. Still, leaders like the UK's Keir Starmer and NATO's Secretary General assured Ukraine that its future lies with the alliance. The message: help now, membership later, when the time is right. For Ukraine, it was reassurance mixed with disappointment. NATO's support is strong, but caution prevails. The summit spotlighted a critical weakness: defense production. The Ukraine war exposed dangerously low stockpiles and slow manufacturing. Leaders launched a defense industry forum to boost collaboration and speed up production. The goal: an integrated, efficient industrial base ready for crisis. Intelligence warned that time is short. Russia could rearm quickly. NATO must act now, investing in factories, workers, and supply chains. The alliance is shifting from peacetime complacency to industrial-scale readiness. The Hague decisions aim to rebuild NATO's arsenal for a new era of competition. The summit looked beyond Europe, tackling global challenges that are shaping the 21st century. Leaders gathered not just to address immediate threats, but to anticipate the shifting landscape of international security. The conversations reflected a growing awareness that the world is more interconnected than ever before, and that challenges in one region can quickly ripple across the globe. Turkey negotiated for new fighter jets, highlighting the complex and sometimes delicate diplomacy that holds the alliance together. These talks underscored the importance of balancing national interests with collective security, as each member brings unique priorities and concerns to the table. The process revealed both the strengths and the challenges of maintaining unity in a diverse alliance. The Middle East loomed large on the agenda, with NATO supporting U.S. strikes against Iran's nuclear facilities, sparking international debate and raising questions about the alliance's evolving role. The operation highlighted the difficult choices NATO faces as it responds to crises beyond its traditional borders, and the need for careful coordination among allies. The alliance is increasingly drawn into security issues far from its borders, from cyber threats to regional conflicts. As NATO's responsibilities expand, so too does the need for rapid adaptation and innovation in strategy, technology, and cooperation. NATO also deepened ties with Indo-Pacific partners like Japan and Australia, recognizing that Europe's security is linked to Asia's. These new partnerships reflect a broader understanding that peace and stability require global collaboration, and that emerging threats often transcend geography. China's rise and its partnership with Russia are growing concerns for the alliance. Their increasing cooperation presents new strategic challenges, prompting NATO to rethink its approach to deterrence and defense in a rapidly changing world. The alliance is broadening its vision, preparing for threats from all directions, whether from state actors, cyber attacks, or hybrid warfare. This new era demands flexibility, vigilance, and a willingness to adapt to unforeseen challenges. The 2025 summit was a turning point. NATO is adapting to a more dangerous, interconnected world. Leaders committed to reforms and new strategies, determined to ensure the alliance remains effective and relevant for years to come. Higher defense spending will reshape budgets and daily life, but it's seen as the price of security. Citizens and governments alike are grappling with the realities of increased investment in defense, understanding that freedom and safety require shared sacrifice. The alliance reaffirmed its core promise: collective defense, now and for the future. This enduring commitment is the foundation of NATO's strength, uniting diverse nations in a common cause. NATO's next chapter is global, resilient, and ready for what comes next. As the world changes, the alliance stands prepared to defend peace, uphold its values, and face whatever challenges the future may bring.